Your cat is not acting like a human. Your cat is training you to act like a cat. Every time they stare you down until you move off your own couch, that's not attitude. That's a dominance signal working exactly as intended. Every time they knock something off the table and watch you pick it up, that's not random. That's a test. And you failed it. Again. Here's the disturbing part. Scientists now believe that the relationship between cats and humans is not what most owners think it is. You didn't domesticate your cat. Your cat domesticated you. And the proof is in behaviors so ordinary, so daily, so familiar, that you've been completely blind to what they actually mean. Stay until the end of this video. Because the final thing I'm going to show you, a behavior so common every cat owner has seen it, is actually your cat doing something no other animal on earth does to humans. And once you know what it means, you will never ignore it again. Point 1. The knockoff test. Let's start with something every single cat owner has experienced. Your cat walks up to a table, makes eye contact with you, and then slowly, deliberately pushes something off the edge. While still looking at you, you laugh. You pick it up. Your cat walks away satisfied. Here is what actually happened. Your cat just ran a behavioral experiment on you. They performed an action. They observed your response. And they recorded the result. Cats are cause and effect learners. Everything they do repeatedly is something that has produced a useful outcome before. If pushing an object off a surface causes the large creature in the house to immediately stop what they're doing, approach, and engage, then pushing objects off surfaces is an effective attention tool. Your cat didn't do that because they're funny. They did it because it works. Because you taught them it works. Every single time you laughed and picked it up, you reinforced the behavior. Your cat ran the experiment. You were the subject. They published the results. Point 2. The stare that controls you. Now, let's talk about the stare. You're sitting on the couch. Your cat sits 3 feet away and stares at you. Unblinking. Fully focused. Just waiting. Within 60 seconds, most owners either speak to the cat, offer food, move to make room, or get up entirely.
Think about that.
A 4-kilogram animal with no voice, no hands, and no ability to physically move you just made you get up off your own furniture using only eye contact. In feline social dynamics, the stare is a pressure tool. Between cats, the one who breaks eye contact first is the one who yields. It is a silent negotiation of space and hierarchy. And your cat is running this same negotiation on you every single day. The reason it works so well is that humans are also hardwired to respond to sustained eye contact. It creates social pressure, discomfort, the urge to respond. Your cat figured this out. Not consciously, not with a plan, but through thousands of small interactions where the stare produced a result and the result was filed away. They're not staring because they love you. They're staring because it makes you move. Point 3. Why cats meow at humans and nobody else. Here is a fact that will change how you hear every sound your cat makes. Adult cats do not meow at other cats. They never have. In the wild, meowing is a kitten behavior, used exclusively to call for a mother. Adult cats communicate with each other through scent, body language, and very occasional vocalizations like chirps or hisses. The meow was developed specifically for humans. Over thousands of years of living alongside us, cats discovered that humans respond powerfully to high-pitched vocalizations. We are biologically wired to respond to sounds in the frequency range of a crying infant. It triggers an almost involuntary caregiving response. Your cat's meow sits in exactly that frequency range. They're not talking to you. They are triggering your parental instincts on purpose. Every meow is a precisely calibrated emotional button. And they press it when they want something. Not randomly. Not because they're communicating feelings. Because it works on you and on no other species they encounter. Your cat invented a language. The language has one speaker and one listener. You're the listener. Point 4. The supervisor behavior. You've seen this. You sit down to work. Your cat immediately appears and sits directly on your laptop, your keyboard, your papers, your book. Whatever you were looking at, they are now between you and it. This behavior has a name in feline psychology. It's called attention interception. In a cat's social map, the thing you are focused on is competing with them for your attention. And in their world, attention from a trusted companion is a resource. Resources are competed for. Resources are guarded. Your cat is not sitting on your laptop because it's warm. They're sitting on your laptop because the laptop is winning and they have decided that is unacceptable. The truly fascinating part is the consistency. They don't do this when you're looking at the wall. They don't do this when you're asleep. They do it precisely when your focus is visibly directed somewhere other than them. They are monitoring your attention, tracking where it goes, and intervening when it goes somewhere they disapprove of. If that sounds like management behavior, it's because it is. Your cat is your supervisor. They just don't pay you. Point 5. The gift economy. Your cat brings you a dead bird, or a toy, or a leaf, or a bottle cap. You say thank you politely, and feel mildly horrified. Here is what's actually happening. In feline family groups, bringing food to other members of the group is one of the highest expressions of social bond. A mother cat brings prey to her kittens. A cat who trusts another adult may share a catch. It is an act of genuine provision. I have something valuable, and I am choosing to give it to you. When your cat brings you a gift, they are not making a mistake. They are not confused about whether you need a dead mouse. They are telling you, in the most sincere way they know how, that they see you as family worth providing for. The bottle cap is the same statement as the bird. I found something. You came to mind. Here. The fact that your cat thinks you need help catching prey, that you cannot manage basic survival without their intervention, is slightly insulting. But it is also, in the truest sense, an act of love. They are trying to take care of you, in the only way they know how. Point 6. The 3 a.m. zoomies explained. Every cat owner knows the sound. 3 a.m. The thunder of small paws. Something crashing. Silence. More thunder. The zoomies. You've probably assumed this is random. It is not random. Cats are crepuscular, meaning their biology is tuned for peak activity at dawn and dusk. In the wild, these are optimal hunting hours. Low light. Prey is active. Predator has the advantage. Your indoor cat's body still runs on this ancient schedule regardless of when the sun sets or when you turn the lights off. When that internal clock fires, the nervous system floods with energy, and the cat does the only thing it can. It moves. The reason it happens at night in your house specifically is because daytime is loud, unpredictable, and full of your disruptions. Night is finally quiet, finally still, finally safe enough to run at full speed without something interfering. Your cat is not crazy. Your cat is a precision hunting machine trapped in a controlled environment, finally getting 30 seconds of freedom at 3 a.m. while you try to sleep. The zoomies are not chaos. They are a wild cat briefly remembering what it was built for. Point 7. The silent treatment. You come home after 2 days away. Your cat sees you, and then walks away, ignores you, refuses eye contact for hours. You feel guilty. You apologize. You offer treats. Your cat remains unmoved. This is not pettiness. This is emotional intelligence. When you leave, your cat's environment becomes structurally unstable. The main presence in their territory, the one whose smell, routine, and behavior forms the architecture of their daily life, disappears without explanation. Your cat cannot rationalize your absence. They cannot tell themselves you had a work trip or a family emergency. They only know that something important to them was gone. And when it returns, there is a period of recalibration. The cold shoulder after your return is your cat resetting their emotional map, reestablishing the terms of engagement, making sure that the presence that disappeared is the same presence that came back. It is not punishment. It is caution. And when they finally come to you, hours later, slowly, with a bump of the head, that is not forgiveness. That is confirmation. You checked out. You checked back in. The system accepts you again. Point 8. The belly trap. Your cat rolls over, belly up, completely exposed, looking at you with soft eyes. You reach down to pet the belly, and immediately get bitten. Every cat owner has done this. Every cat owner has been confused by it. And the explanation is one of the most important things you can understand about your cat. The belly display is not an invitation. It is a trust signal. In the wild, exposing the belly means total vulnerability. Vital organs unprotected. No defensive position. A cat only does this when they feel completely safe. It is the highest expression of comfort they can physically display. But comfort and invitation are different things. When your cat shows you their belly, they're saying, "I feel safe enough to be vulnerable near you." They're not saying, "Please touch me here." When you reach for the belly without being invited, you are violating the signal. You took a statement of peace and turned it into an unwanted physical contact. The bite is the correction. Your cat trusted you enough to be vulnerable. The least you can do is not exploit it. Point 9. How cats trained humans over 10,000 years. Let's zoom out. Because everything we've discussed in this video is part of a much larger story. 10,000 years ago, humans began farming. Stored grain attracted rodents. Rodents attracted wild cats. And here is the key part. Nobody invited the cats. Nobody bred them for companionship. Nobody trained them. The cats that were slightly less afraid of humans survived better, had more food, raised more kittens. And those kittens inherited slightly less fear. Generation after generation, the cats that could tolerate human presence had a massive survival advantage over those who couldn't. They selected themselves for proximity to us, because we were useful. Then something interesting happened. Humans began finding cats useful too, for rodent control, for companionship, for the psychological comfort of having a small warm creature nearby. We began feeding them, protecting them, bringing them indoors. And the cats adapted again. They developed the meow for us. They learned our routines. They mapped our behavior. They figured out exactly which signals produce which responses. The cats didn't become our pets. We became their most reliable resource. And over 10,000 years, they built an entire behavioral toolkit specifically designed to manage us. Every behavior in this video is part of that toolkit. And it works perfectly. At the beginning of this video, I told you there was one behavior, something every single cat owner has seen, that turns out to be something no other animal on Earth does to humans. Here it is. When your cat sits with you and does absolutely nothing, doesn't ask for food, doesn't demand attention, doesn't perform any behavior at all, just exists in the same space as you. That is called social proximity, without agenda. And among all the animals that have ever lived alongside humans, cats are the only ones who do this entirely on their own terms, with no training, no reward system, and no biological drive pushing them toward it. Dogs stay close because pack bonding is hardwired into them. Birds stay close because they imprint. But cats have no such programming. They're solitary by nature, independent by evolution. They do not need company to feel secure. When your cat chooses to sit near you for no reason, when there is no food involved, no game, no agenda, they are doing something genuinely voluntary. Something that goes against their basic nature. They are choosing you, in the purest, most unscripted way possible. Not because they were trained to. Not because evolution demands it. Not because they want anything from you in that moment. Just because you're there. And apparently for your cat, that's enough. What's the most human thing your cat has ever done? The thing that genuinely made you think, wait, do they understand more than I think? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to know the one moment that tells you your cat has fully, completely, permanently bonded to you, not just tolerates you, actually bonded, that's exactly what the next video covers.